guys, it's Leah. Welcome back, or welcome if you are new, and welcome to my TBR jar picks what I read for April. We already know what the drill is by now. I do this every single month. They are my favourite videos to film every month, and today I'm so excited because I feel like all of the books on here, 5-star predictions. Definitely have a range of some that I really want to get to, some that I don't really want to get to, and we're just gonna see what the TBR jar chooses for me this month. I think for this month we're gonna go for 10 prompts as always. Lately I have not been doing a good job of reading my actual TBR, as you would have seen by all of the can I finish my TBR for said month edition. And as much as I love filming those videos, in April I am determined to read my entire TBR. So with that, let's pick out 10 prompts and hopefully we will get some good books. Okay, and I think the first prompt, let's go for this one. This one is the book I'm scared to read. That is why I was nervous. I feel like with this prompt it's quite broad. I can either do a book that I'm scared to read because it's really long, or I've had like mixed reviews, or a book I'm scared to read because I have such high expectations that I'm scared it's not going to meet them. I feel like for this month I'm going to be nice to myself because it is my birthday month. My birthday's the 14th of April. I want to be nice to myself, so I think we're going to go for book I'm scared to read because I have such high expectations. I think that if we're going with that logic, we should go with the book that is my most anticipated book of the year, of the entirety of 2024. It is on this card, and that is Private Rights by Julia Armfield. I literally just unboxed this, and the excitement I have, like, I cannot wait. It comes out in June. I cannot wait that long to get to it. I feel like I'm gonna want to get to it in April. It's my birthday month, so why not? Julia Armfield wrote Our Wives Under the Sea, which was one of my favorite books of last year, and ever since hearing about this book and like the synopsis for this book, I was like, it's my perfect read. I need to get to it as soon as possible. And as far as I can remember, I'm not going to reread the blurb because I like going into my books knowing as little as possible, but in this one I believe we are following sisters and parental grief. I believe it's also a little bit speculative. I feel like I'm really going to relate to this book, and I'm probably going to be sobbing by the end, or I hope not, but also kind of I won't be annoyed if I do. I really am expecting this to be a 5-star, one of my favourite books of the year, arguably, maybe, hopefully one of my favourite books of all time. If it doesn't end up being, I fear I will never read a book again. So we're going to go for Private Rights by Julia Armfield. Oh my god, I'm so excited for this book, but so nervous. Okay, prompt 1 done. Prompt 2, let's go for this one. Oh my god, this one's kind of undone, and this one is green on the cover. I don't even know if we have any green. We literally do have an obviously green book. The most obviously green book on my cart is Masters of Death by Olivia Blake. I've been really intrigued to read some more Olivia Blake lately. I haven't read one of her books in so long. The only one I've read is One for My Enemy. Absolutely loved that one. Was nearly a 5-star for me, so I'm really intrigued to read some more. So this one is obviously green. We could go for that one. But green on the cover, I feel like we could definitely have some more. Feybound, I wouldn't say is. One Dark Window, would you say that's green? Or would you say that's blue? I really want to get to this book, so could I stretch that? I feel like that could be cheating. We'll see. We could also have Salt Slow by Julia Armfield if we want to have all Julia Armfields this month. And we also have Cross the Line by Simone Sultani. This is a new F1 romance coming out in May. It's beginning of like a romance series. And that obviously has slight green on the cover, but I'm not gonna lie, I don't know if that's cheating. I really want to read this book. I mean, holding them up to the light, that is definitely more blue than these, so I feel like that is cheating. So we won't go for One Dark Window, as much as I do really want to pick it. Instead, let's go for Masters of Death by Olivia Blake, just because I'm so intrigued and so excited to read another book from her. This has also been on my TBR since it was published, so like a while. I have heard quite good things, but saying that, I've also heard quite mixed things, but I definitely will be in the mood for a fantasy in April. I'm in such a fantasy mood, as you probably already know, and I'm running out of them on my TBR. When I tell you I have nearly no fantasies left on my TBR, I don't know what I'm going to do with myself. This is one of the ones that has been there the longest, so I feel like we should go for Masters of Death. And on to the third prompt, let's go for this one. Oh my god, another one that's basically open. And this one starts with the same letter as my last read. I don't think we've ever picked that before. What was the last book I read? Okay, going on to my Goodreads, the last book that I finished was Poor Things. We're not gonna have a book beginning with P. Do we have a book beginning with P? We do, wait. Oh my god, we actually do. Okay, so there's only one book that I can pick. Oh my god, and it's a poetry book, which is absolutely fine. I love reading poetry collections, but I am also currently in the middle of 2. Do I want to add a 3rd one to the list? No, not really, but I'll do it. I feel like I'm absolutely gonna love this book. This is Poems by Len Penny. This is a really new collection of poetry. I've heard really good things about it, so I am really excited, and I mean, this is not gonna take me long to fly through at all. All I know about this is literally what it says on the front, and that it is a new electric debut collection of poetry about loving, learning, surviving, growing and giving. I'm always happy to add another poetry collection to my current reads, other than the fact that I am currently reading 2, but this one I feel like is different. It's so short and I feel like I'm gonna love it. That was the only one we could pick, so we're going for Poem. You know what though, that will probably be a breath of fresh air reading that in between all of my other books for the month. Going on to the 4th prompt for this one, we'll go for this one, and this one is beginning with the. Oh my god, we're really getting all of the title ones. So a book beginning with the. We definitely will have some, but the first one that I see and I think of is The Familiar by Leigh Bardugo. Dare I say I know that I'm gonna pick this one because it also comes out in April, so I want to make sure I'm reading it in the month it is being published. One of my most anticipated books of the year. I'm literally so excited. Just for the sake of the video, the other books that we have are The Reappearance of Rachel Price by Holly Jackson, The Fury by Alex Michaelides, which I actually really want to try and get to. And is that it? No, we have The Country Will Bring No Peace, a tiny little book there. We have 3 to choose from, but the one that I'm undoubtedly gonna pick is The Familiar by Leigh Bardugo. I love Leigh Bardugo's books. It had been so long since I'd actually read one, and I am currently, at the time of filming this, listening to Hellbent, and I'm loving the fact that I'm now back into one of her worlds. The way that she writes is always so captivating and compelling and so magical, and I feel like this one is gonna be probably my favorite from her. I don't really know too much about this purposely. I want to go into it not really knowing anything. I feel like all I know is that it's fantasy, probably a little bit historical, hopefully a little bit gothic. I'm ready to eat this up. We're gonna go for The Familiar by Leigh Bardugo. I'm actually so excited for this TBR already. I feel like we're gonna have range. 5th book that we're gonna go for, let's choose. Okay, oh my god, this is a big one. Let's go for this one. And this one is, oh my god, I can feel it's a big one. Sake. This book is author with the same name as somebody I know. I don't know if we're gonna have one on the cart, but let's have a look. Okay, author with the same name as somebody I know. This one is Simone. I don't know anyone called Simone. Hannah? I could do Hannah. Carissa, I wish. No. Holly. I do know somebody called Holly. We could do Holly Jackson. Oh my god. We do have another Hannah with Wildfire. We have Megan, which I could do. We do have a Catherine, which we could do, but I feel like the one that we should get to, and the one that I want to get to most, is definitely The Reappearance of Rachel Price by Holly Jackson. Another one that is actually being published in April, so we're definitely getting through all of my proofs this month. At the time that I'm filming this 2 days ago, I actually got invited to the launch event for The Reappearance of Rachel Price, and we did a scavenger hunt around London, and it was so fun. I fully felt like I was in a murder mystery book. It was so much fun. I then met Holly Jackson for the 2nd time. She is probably one of my favorite authors to talk to. She is so funny. She is one of the best authors that I have ever met, like one of the nicest that I've ever met. So I knew that this was one that I definitely wanted to try and read in April, even if by whatever means it didn't fit on my April TBR. So now that it can, I feel like we need to go for The Reappearance of Rachel Price by Holly Jackson. For the 6th prompt, we'll go for, oh my god, I have so many in my hand. We'll go for this one. A book with a 5-word title. Why are we getting all the title ones? Oh my god, The Reappearance of Rachel Price. Don't tell me that's 5 words in the title. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I could have picked it for that. That's heartbreaking. Okay, 5 words in the title. I don't even know if we have any. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh my god, I would have loved to read that. One Dark Window, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, we could do None of This Is True by Lisa Jewell if I want like a little thriller moment. Okay, so the choice is between None of This Is True by Lisa Jewell, Land of Milk and Honey, or A Fate Inked in Blood. I think just to kind of switch up the genres slightly and have range, I'm gonna go for None of This Is True by Lisa Jewell. I've heard such great things about this book. I have read a couple of Lisa Jewell books in the past, kind of before they got really popular, and I liked them. I didn't think they were anything like insane, but the hype that this book got last year, I'm so intrigued. I feel like I'm absolutely gonna fly through it. I could binge it in probably one night. I have kind of been in the mood for a little thriller lately, so I feel like this will be really good to mix up the genres. So we'll go for None of This Is True by Lisa Jewell. I'm really sorry if the camera angle changed slightly. I had to swap out my battery. But going on to the 6th prompt. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Are we on the 7th prompt? I really lost count. Going on to the 7th prompt, let's go for this one. This one is a translated fiction. I am so happy with that this month. Do you know what? In spring, I read so many translated fiction books and I haven't actually read one for what feels like forever because of my fantasy era, so I'm not complaining. And we actually have quite a lot. I feel like most of these, you can't even see. These 4, as far as I am aware, are all translated fiction and all books that I really want to get to in spring. Strangers, I think, is also a translated fiction, so we do have quite a lot of options. So to go through them, we have Woodworm, we have Siddhartha, which I always think I'm pronouncing wrong, I probably am. We have Strangers, we have The Invention of Morel, and It Lasts Forever, and then It's Over. I'm not gonna lie, I want to get to all of these, so I really don't know which one to choose. Okay, I think I'm gonna go for Woodworm by Leila Martinez. I can't overthink this decision, otherwise I'm never gonna choose. This book sounds like my perfect book. I recently spoke about it in a book unboxing, I think, and my spring TBR. And I love sentient houses. I love anything gothic, or like sentient houses in general in terms of characteristics. Literally characterizing and making a house a character. I live for that shit. And I feel like this has really big potential to become a favorite book of the year and like a 5-star. So I feel like I'm gonna wanna read this ASAP, and it also does come out in May. So another proof to tick off my TBR. I feel like we're really getting through my proofs this month. On to the 8th prompt. Let's go for... Okay, we'll go for this one. And this one is... Oh, fuck. A book over 500 pages. Unless some of them are incredibly deceiving. I don't think any of these are over 500 pages, so let's see. Nope, that one's like 400. Feybound is definitely not 500. Consider Me by Becca Mack, but I'm not gonna lie, I really don't want to read that. This one is... This one's over 500. Okay, just in case. For a second I thought this book didn't have any page numbers. No, that's just over 400. One Dark Window definitely isn't. No, 400. Guys, I really don't want to read Consider Me this month. Is this on Kindle Unlimited? I feel like that's the only way that I will actually get to it. I'm gonna check. Consider Me by Becca Mack. Guys, it's not on Kindle Unlimited. When I say that I don't want to read it this month, it's not that I don't want to read this book. I'm just really not in a contemporary romance mood. I feel like this will put me in a slump. Okay, do you know what? I think I've found a solution. It's not on my TBR cart, but I know this book is over 500 pages. And I'm fake as fuck, actually, because this is a contemporary romance. I'm gonna get it. Guys, I'm gonna be nice to myself because it's my birthday month. I'm gonna allow myself one little, not cheat, because this book is still on my physical TBR, but it wasn't on my cart. Instead of reading Consider Me, I'm gonna go for The Wall of Winnipeg and Me by Mariana Zapata. This is about 514 pages long. So over 500 pages, is on my physical TBR, is a contemporary romance, so I'm literally chatting out of my ass, but I feel like I'm gonna love it. And I love Mariana Zapata, so for my birthday, we're gonna cheat slightly, and we're gonna go for The Wall of Winnipeg and Me by Mariana Zapata for a book over 500 pages. I'm not gonna lie, that kind of stressed me out. The 9th prompt, let's go for hopefully one that's not gonna make me read Consider Me. Let's go for, oh my god, okay, let's go for this tiny one. So small, I have no idea what it could be. What is happening? We have a proof or an arc. Babe, I think I've got them all on my TBR already. Are any of these proofs? Okay, they are proofs. Some of them have already been published, but they're proof copies, so I'm gonna count them. So the proofs that we could go for, we have Cross the Line. This is an F1 romance, I think I've already said. It comes out in May, so this one isn't actually out yet, so technically this should be the... No. No, I just had a genius idea. Scrap everything that just left my mouth. I'm gonna read a book on my Kindle. There is a proof on my Kindle that I got really recently. I've been fighting for my life to not read it right away. And no, it's not on my TBR cart, but it is technically gonna be on my physical TBR because I actually pre-ordered the physical copy before receiving the proof on NetGalley. And I need to read it ASAP, even though I think it comes out in like June or the end of summer. And it is a novel love story by Ashley Poston. I cannot believe I have the e-arc of this. The second that I saw it on my NetGalley shelf, I went a little bit feral. I love Ashley Poston. Every single thing she's ever written, I ate up and I love. The 7 Year Slip was one of my favourite books of last year, and A Novel Love Story, one of my most anticipated books. So I'm really getting through all of my proofs this month, but this one is on my Kindle. We're gonna count it. I am so happy that I managed to fit that on there. Now going on to the last and the final prompt. I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of relieved. This month, the TBR jar has been stressing me out. We will choose... Oh my god, why is there always so much pressure for the last one? Let's go for that one. And this one is... This one is a Kindle book. Guys, I literally just could have done the Ashley Poston for that. Let's look on my Kindle. I'm not mad. A Kindle book actually gives me more option than the cart anyway, so I'm gonna see what I actually already own on my Kindle. If not, we'll go to Kindle Unlimited. But books that I own on my Kindle that we could read, we could do The Naturals by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. I've been really intrigued about that. The House Across the Lake by Riley Sager, if we want another thriller. Romance, I've really been intrigued by Done and Dusted. I've heard really good things about that. I don't know if I would like it. I've never read like a cowboy sort of romance. If you've read it and it's good, please let me know. But for fantasy, we could also do Half a Soul by Olivia Atwater, another one I've heard really good things about. But I also recently got Hayley Dennings, Hayley on booktube. Love her videos, have loved watching her journey into publishing her book. I do have the e-arc for her book The Ravenous Fate, which I could read. Guys, I think I actually shot myself in the foot slightly. Having this much option is actually worse than having limited option, but I think the one that I'm going to go for is Half a Soul by Olivia Atwater, because I'm going to want to read a lot of fantasy in April and carry on the fantasy sort of streak I'm on. And like I said, I don't really own too many anymore, which is so sad. But this one I've heard really good things about. So many people rate it 5 stars. I've also heard it's like Howl's Moving Castle vibes, and that's one of my favorite films ever, so I feel like you should go for that one. And that is my TBR for April. We have range, we have a lot of genres, and we have a lot of proofs. I'm really narrowing down my physical proof arcs TBR and also my Kindle ones, so I'm really happy about that. I'm intrigued to see how I feel about all of these. Some of these are the ones on the top of my TBR anyway, so happy that they're on my April TBR, and I feel like I'm treating myself for my birthday month. If you have read any of these, please let me know what you thought about them, whether you like them or you dislike them, or if they're on your radar or your TBR, or maybe they are now, please let me know. Or if you want to show you stayed until the very end of the video but you don't really know what to comment any spring emoji. So happy we're finally in spring. Hopefully you can start reading outside. Really excited for summer reading, God forbid. My TBR for that, I'm gonna go crazy. But yeah guys, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed. As always, if you are not yet subscribed, it would mean the world if you did consider doing so. We have so much fun over here and I would love to have you here. And yeah guys, thank you so much for watching again and for spending some time with me, and I will see you again very, very soon with another video.